This is Novel Marketing.
I'm Thomas Umstattd Jr.
I'm James L. Rubart.
And this is the show for novelists who want to become best-selling authors.
And we have a special show for you. It's not going to be long, but I think it's going to be powerful because we're going to be interviewing Thomas Umstattd Jr.
Wait a minute, that's me. I thought we were interviewing somebody else.
Oh, you thought it was going to be somebody really special. Well, you're right up there, Thomas, because what Thomas has come up with is a new WordPress plugin that personally I'm really excited about, and we thought you guys should know about it. And there is a way for you guys to get in early on this deal, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But Thomas, first of all, tell us what this thing is called and give us the basic rundown on what it's about.
So, as anyone who listens to this show knows, we made MyBookTable, which is for authors who already have a book to sell. But a lot of folks came to us frustrated that they couldn't use MyBookTable because they didn't have a book out yet. And so we built something for folks who don't yet have a book so that they can start to use to build their list and to help them hit their deadline and let their subscribers know what the status of their book is. And we call it MyBookProgress. It's like a progress bar, but it's so much more than a progress bar.
Okay, so this is a widget that you put on your site. It can go on the sidebar, right? So essentially, can it go? It doesn't have to. It can go on your homepage, but it can go on every other page as well. Correct?
Right. You can put it anywhere you want, but the easiest place to add it is to your sidebar.
So essentially, somebody can come to my site and they can go, "Oh, Jim he's 50% of the way there to finishing his next book."
That's right. And then there's a button that says Get Book Updates. And if they click that, they can type in their email address, and then they're automatically added to your email list. And then we also have a little nudge button where they can push the nudge button and write you a short letter of encouragement. So like, "Oh, Jim, I can't wait for this book to come out." And so when you're going to your dashboard, when you log in, you can see your progress. It's got all these charts and graphs to help you know how many words per day you need to write to hit your deadlines, that sort of thing. But it also has a list of all of the people who've nudged you along the way, giving you encouragement. So it's accountability from the computer. It's also accountability from your readers as they're getting more excited about your book and they're giving you accountability. And it's also helping you build your list all in a little tiny widget that hardly takes up any space on your website at all.
Oh, okay. So these people, so the person puts in their name, then you have their name for your email list. You can keep them updated in a newsletter, et cetera, et cetera.
That's right. So you send out an email. My book just came out. Somebody who's been checking in the progress of your book over and over again, they're already sold on your book. They just need to know when to buy it, and so you're able to get that person's email very easily.
Okay, now I understand why. Because you told me you wanted to offer this to people before NaNoWriMo starts. So now I get why. Because suddenly, that's a motivator, right?
Absolutely.
If you told people I'm doing this, I'm going to have 50,000 words done by the end of November, then suddenly you have to keep that up.
Right. We're going to have a special National Novel Writing Month or a NaNoWriMo mode for the plugin. So with just a couple of clicks, it automatically knows 50,000 words, which you can tweak. Some people do like a double NaNoWriMo, people who love to torture themselves, stay in their cave all day. But you can customize that. But yeah, it's built specifically for if you're wanting to do NaNoWriMo for a month, but you're still wanting to like have your friends keep you encouraged and getting email addresses for your list so that when your book does come out down the road, it's much you have a bigger list and you can get more sales. I think it will really help people finish NaNoWriMo because of the accountability, but also be more successful when the book comes out.
Well, I definitely get a lot of people writing to me or posting on my Facebook page saying, "When's your next book coming? When's your next book coming?" So essentially, this takes care of that.
That's right. The number 2 reason readers visit an author's website is to find out about the status of an upcoming book. And for most author websites, it's very irritating because that information is nowhere to be found. So they're clicking around, looking and looking. There's no information about the upcoming book. Sometimes not even the name of the upcoming book is mentioned. And that's just really frustrating. Whereas with this, they see the cover of the book, they see the progress of the book, and they can sign up for updates. And if they really can't wait, they can give you a little nudge to encourage you along the way.
So it's almost like a drip marketing campaign too, right?
Yeah.
They just constantly...
And it gives people a reason to return to your website, right? And if you're a novelist and you don't have a lot to say, so like for nonfiction authors, they can blog about their topic and the website kind of content takes care of itself. But if you're a novelist, you're really in your story and you're wanting to stay there, MyBookProgress lets you do that and allows you to have an up-to-date website without having to create all of this content. In fact, it even has a blog post generator. So if you just had a big milestone, you can just push a button and it will generate a blog post for you that you can then customize to let your folks know about your progress. Or it can generate a Facebook update or a Twitter update to let your friends know, I just finished the rough draft, or whatever milestone you want to celebrate.
Okay, wow. So you can customize it. Really, everybody can customize it for what they want it to be tracking.
Yeah.
Huh, nice. Okay, so Thomas, the question I'm asking, I don't know the answer to this, and nobody else out there does, but what is this thing going to cost me once you get it done?
The main version of the plugin is actually going to be free. But to make the plugin, we need to raise $2,500 on Kickstarter. It's costing me a lot more than that to make the plugin, but that's our goal on Kickstarter to raise. And then we're going to have a pro version that has some bonus features that people can buy. But the cheapest way to get that pro version is also by backing the Kickstarter. So
so you're doing a Kickstarter for it. So what are the levels people can contribute on your Kickstarter? Because I know there's a lot of different levels when a Kickstarter campaign is done.
That's right. So the pro version is normally going to cost $25, but the Kickstarter level that gives that to you is only $15. But the level I think most people are going to like is the higher levels that also come with MyBookTable. So MyBookTable Developer Edition normally costs $100, but the $50 level of the Kickstarter comes with MyBookProgress and the $100 version of MyBookTable. And so basically, even if you don't want MyBookProgress, but you've been thinking about getting MyBookTable, although I hope you all want to get MyBookProgress, but you can get MyBookTable 50% off basically by backing the Kickstarter.
So Thomas, you want to get this thing done by the start of NaNoWriMo, so you're on a tight window here, right?
Yes, our developer who's doing the work on this has his nose to the grindstone. We've actually been working on the plugin for a while, but this is the last blitz, and we're trying to raise the funds to get the plugin out in time for NaNoWriMo. And so the very first folks who will have access to the plugin are the folks who back the Kickstarter campaign. So that's of the incentive.
So help Thomas now. Go to Kickstarter now.
That's right.
So where do they go? Go to Kickstarter and type in MyBookProgress would probably be the best way to find it.
Just type in MyBookProgress into Kickstarter. I also purchased MyBookProgress.com. So if you go to MyBookProgress.com, it will take you to the right page on Kickstarter.
Anything else about the plugin where you go, this is going to be really cool for people? Anything that stands out to you covered? I'm really excited about the statistics dashboard because it's going to let you know what your most productive day of the week is and lots of other cool things like that about your writing that once you know, I had no idea Thursday was my best day of the week. Now you know to guard Thursday and you can really lean into that. And so my hope is that this is actually going to not just help people, sell more books, but actually help people write more books as it helps encourage them and stay disciplined as they're writing. And in the pro version, one of the features is email reminders. So the plugin will remind you. It's 2 weeks until your deadline, and you can set it if you want it to remind you or not and when you want it to remind you. But it can be like a digital personal assistant, reminding you about your progress on your book, kind of coaching you along the way. Don't you think it will also make it easier to communicate with your favorite author, because for your fans to be able to communicate with you, because instead of having to write an email or go through this thing, you just go on there, boop, 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 boop. I mean, it's almost like Twitter. It's just seconds,
right,
to be able to get a message out there. Yes,
and you need that encouragement. It's somebody who's
right.
Now written
that's what
a book.
I'm saying. No, that's why I'm.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm looking forward to it, because it's going to be now super easy for somebody to say something to me.
The campaign just launched yesterday, and we're already 30% backed. So I'm optimistic that we're going to be able to make it to 100%. But I should say, if we fail to get to 100% on Kickstarter, we get $0, and all the people who pledged, their credit cards are not charged. So getting to 100% is a real big deal. And again, people can check their status or the status of MyBookProgress by going to Kickstarter. You can see in real time whether we've hit our goal for the plugin.
And I'm looking at your page here. People can even donate $1. I mean, it's, which I don't encourage you to do, but at the same time, I do encourage you to do, because I think this is a tremendous plugin. I've been a backer on it. So go to Kickstarter, type in MyBookProgress, and just check it out.
That's right. Thanks for letting me do this special episode. And it's MyBookProgress, all one word, I should point out as well.
So this has been the the special edition of the Novel Marketing Podcast.
Giving you novel ideas on how to promote yourself and your writing online, offline, and everywhere in between.